me Twitch. Okay. Levon Aronian v Magnus. And by this point, Levon has broken Magnus somewhat mentally. And while he looks for counterplay, winning a rook, but also winning a rook, Black resigned. So yeah, Magnus's head had fallen off by here. Here. Check, loses a pawn. Head still falling off. Okay, I've got a fork, steps down. I've had enough. Black resigned. Well done, Levon Aronian. Because like I say to you, if you go back to this moment where Magnus didn't find this move and played that blunder, and the reason he played that blunder is because Levon very cleverly had worked out by this inaccuracy, if the best moves are found, yeah, at least in Levon's head, this was always going to come. This was arguably the little tricky middle gamey trap he was setting. Magnus would have expected this coming in. If it is the best move, he's probably worked on that or calculated that or whatever. Alright, we get a rook sack. There is another game in this position where that was played and lost in 1996. So I guess Magnus probably thought he wouldn't play that. Turns out, he does. So maybe Levon has worked on this line and seen, I reckon I can fool someone in this position, because without thinking, that looks like a good move, doesn't it? Attacking things, attacking things. But then if you stop and think about it, actually, I'm attacking things and I'm going to call you bluff. And regardless of what a computer says here, try and ignore that. From a very human perspective, Magnus has just thought he's quite clever. Now he's realising, if he calls my bluff, yeah, or if he calls my bluff, should we say, it's black to move, isn't it? You can just take that way, and you've got potential surprisey things, haven't you, with more threats. Yeah, Magnus will have just got annoyed with himself at this exact moment. And this is how you're going to be able to beat someone a lot stronger than you. Regardless of if you're 400 playing, you know, like 800, 1000. If there's that significant sort of 400 or 500 point gap where you know on skill level alone you've got no chance, you need to try and make your opponent switch off or trick them into getting annoyed. Make them emotionally compromised. If you can make them excited, people get too excited and blunder as well. Like if they have too much going on for them, if they're really deep into an attack and they just blunder without thinking, it can happen. Be as tricky as you can be and aim to try and entice problems where people have to start using their brain. If you can make them think, and they've spent a lot of time thinking already and they're dead clever. The Marines taught me, when you think something's done, when you're finished and the exercise is over and you get back on the truck, you completely switch off. You go in a mental state which is known as the white. Right? If the colour chart, played the Irish champion, I am beast, still went for the kill. Good lad. So the 5 colour states of your mind, you've got white, yellow, orange, red, black. And then in the state of warfare, white is like asleep, completely switched off, nothing there. Once you finish an exercise, or you think a game's won or a position's won, or you've already worked something out and you sit back on your seat over the board, you can accidentally put yourself in that white, in that comfy, home, asleep environment, where if something had to wake you up all of a sudden, you're not ready for it. This woke Magnus up all of a sudden and he wasn't ready for it. And he's gone straight from the white into the black, alright? So the 3 combat stages, you've got yellow, orange, red. Yellow, you're on standby, you're just a bit switched on, everything's okay. Orange, heightened alert, stuff's happening, you need to be switched on, you need to be ready if something's coming in, you've got your guard up or you're ready. Red, you're actually fighting, you're in conflict, you are doing the bad bit, yeah? The fighting bit. In boxing, you're actually spending the 3 minutes fighting, then you go back to your corner. You can put yourself in the orange or the yellow. If you go to the white or the black there, you aren't getting back up into the red. Or if you are, you're completely ineffective and you're going to get sparked. So this mentality game is exactly what I'm on about. And this is what Levon Aronian did to Magnus here. He put him straight from the white into the black. Ugh! I wasn't ready for my brain to deal with this. Now I've got to wake up quickly. Now I've got rounds coming at me. Now this hurts. What's going on? Right, I'm a chess player. I'm going to take here, you take there, okay. I'm going to protect that because for some reason his head's exploded. Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, can't find that move, knight e5. Yeah. I didn't want to work any of this out. That looks like an okay move. While my brain wakes up and recovers. While I get out of this mental state of the black and come back into the yellow to work my way into the orange, to work my way into the red, so I can finally engage in this fight again, but by then it's too late. Takes. 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 Yeah, the position might look okay, but Levon Aronian's mental state is very much orange, smooth, burning no energy, ready to go into the red at any time if Magnus poses a threat. And he's not using all of his energy. It's still calm, it's still thought about, everything's going his way, exactly the way he wanted it to, from that wonderful inaccuracy from a previous game in 1996 where Magnus thought he's not going to play that, it doesn't win. That was the initial spark which led Magnus into that area where he thought, well, I know this game's losing, I'm going to start. It's like getting close to your toilet at home as well. Your brain will trick you and make you need a wee a little bit quicker, alright? Completely different example, but how many times has that happened to you? And as an adult, can you really control it? The endorphins in your brain, the same ones that fight back when you're backed into a corner and pieced down, in complete reverse, are going to ruin your brain when you're winning. You'll switch off, you'll go in the white, you'll get in the back of the Land Rover, and before you know it, you've put your head against the side and you're asleep. And I know full well we're getting ambushed again. It's happening, alright? So, thanks for that, and let's move on. Mental state. And not enough time to recover. Yeah. Yeah. And we've just moved on, haven't we? And he resigns because he realises, I'm not in the red. I can't get back in the red. I'm stuck in the black. I've tried to get back in the red. Yellow and orange. My brain endorphins are not allowing it. I've got the brick wall. It's done. It's done. I'm resigning. I wasn't ready for something. I got shocked. Bang. Banned in the face. Floor of that. I spend far too much time in the red when there's no fight to be had. You understand what I'm talking about then. And then once you've been in the red for too long, you've burned your brain out. Your adrenaline's gone. You might be able to lower yourself back to a state of orange or yellow, but that's not enough of a fight if someone's trying to cut your head off on the board, is it? You need the best version of you. And if you've only got that for a limited period of time, then yes, learn all your opening prep. If you don't have to even switch your brain into the yellow or the orange for the first 30 moves or for the first hour of a game, yeah baby, you know for the next 15 minutes when he's burning the last 10 minutes of his time and you're starting to go from yellow to orange to red, even if you've got loads of time, you can wake yourself up. Sometimes I've gone around the board spaying my fingers, trying to get into the mode of I'm actually having a fight with someone. I'll put myself back into an area where I have been engaged with someone in a point where it's that serious and it means that much to me that I can focus and channel that energy into my chess game and I can just find these moves that win. That's a skill you want. That's the only reason I am anywhere close to being the rating I'm supposed to be. It's not through knowing a lot of chess, it's just through knowing myself. I have thrown too many won games. I have backed myself out of too many corners. I need to know why. More so than like learn more openings. I can learn a million openings. I can get myself into a million good positions. I need to not switch off. I need to learn how to control these endorphins in my brain, and it's the same ones that help me fight back. And I know that. Yo, how you doing, Asilius? Banned in the face. You're missing a psychology lesson. I'll hopefully clip this and we'll come back on it. Shout out to Asilius.